Thank you so much. You know how I worry about this. And I'm so glad that I had to speak up to you, also what you've done, and also what Wale has said. I'll try to be experiential in my talking. Truly, Nigeria is broken. But we don't seem to, there's a lady that sang the song, There's Fire on the Mountain, and nobody seems to know. That's what's happening
Asha.
to our country. I've been doing this for about 34 years, and most times I'm broken. I cry with parents when they bring their children to me. But let me start like this, a personal experience. When I was growing up, I'm firstborn of six. My mother traveled and we were staying with my dad. So my dad said to us, you boys stay in the sitting room, the girls should be in the kitchen. So they were making the people who sit down when the finish will eat. When my mother returned, she saw us and said, if you permit me to speak your way, what lension? He said, Daddy said, today that ends. Everyone goes to the kitchen. You learn the same thing so that when your sisters are not there, you can do the meal. I must confess that I was the worst. I couldn't do many of the things my brother learned to do because I was first born. But it made an impression at an early age. Then my wife had an experience one day, a few years ago. She went to pick her daughter, our 9-year-old daughter, 10, from a private primary school. As she got there, she saw girls running away from one boy, their classmate, 10. So my wife went to him and said, can't you see whether? He said, yes, I need to show them that I'm the man. He was scared. So my wife said, where did you learn that from? He said, I learned it from my dad. He beats my mom.
You see?
And he says that is the only way women listen. At 10. So when he marries and he beats his wife, he says, where did he come from? He came from way back. I have more experiences. I've been involved in the management and training rehabilitation of people with substance use disorders for 34 years. So I started a center for a place that was running then for the Redeemed Church at Abeokuta. We take undergraduates, graduates and professionals for rehabilitation. So we started in 2019. By the time I left in 2023, we had seen about 70 people, doctors, nurses, architects, and all kinds, and students also, and students from the Christian universities. So the students were about 40 of them. Out of those 40, 32 were the children of pastors. So I asked one in particular, why this? He said, I don't believe in God. I said, the son of a pastor. Yeah, my father is a pastor, he preaches, but he beats my mom. I can tell you, a lot of them were like that. Then I just had a recent experience which I was telling Kola. The university called me to help them with some students that were caught with drugs and they wanted to prosecute. And they said to themselves, look at 18, 19, 20 old young people, final year. If we send them away, where they're going to? So they called me. So I had a 3-day session with them. The first day I did a general talk. The next I decided to see them one-on-one. Out of the 20 of them, 18 had issues with family dysfunction. Father was living somewhere, mother is living somewhere, there's divorce, there's separation. And they said to me, who am I going to speak to? No one. So they speak to the available person, which is the wrong person. As Wale said. We say, go and live. There's something I want us to know. Parents, I'm glad that you're here. I want us to understand children are not different, male or female. They must go through the same experiences. You know what we're saying today? We see people get married, good girls. That's how we say, girl sits down, this is how a girl talks, and she must not do this. Fantastic. But you don't tell the boys. So when she leaves home and marries, she marries one of those that are completely unmannered. And she gets married. And you know the thing with women, they suffer in silence. They can bear all things. She said, oh, he's a good man. It's just that he was angry. There's nothing like that. If you beat your wife once, you will beat her a second time. There's something called the sense of inhibition. When you lose it the first time, you continue to lose it consistently with explanation and justification. Young boys, I tell you something, the greatest threat you face today is the lack of role modeling. I was talking to these young boys, these young people I was talking to on Friday, and I said, tell me your role model, who is your mentor? They struggled. He was wondering what I meant. I said, who would you like to be like? He mentioned a name I don't want to mention because it's a public figure. So I said, why? He said, he's rich. And he shows his wristwatches, he shows his cars. I don't know whether you know. But, so I said to him, have you ever asked yourself how he made them? He said, it doesn't matter who asked him. Our nation no more ask questions about wealth. They say, oh, you're a billionaire. So I query with him, I quarrel with him. When you say somebody, what did he do for a million? How did he make his million? Just last weekend, they went to a mansion in Lekki and busted it. They found 5.6 billion worth of drugs. If he had done it to the market, he would become a billionaire. And these young boys are scared of using it. I was one of the architects or exponents of people banning the sachet drinks. Called me on TV and I justified it. Do you know, if you see those things on the floor, pick it up. Read the label, you'll be shocked. There's some they call Vitas. They have 42% alcohol content. And this boys buy for 50 naira, put you in the pocket.